Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Yoga class number 32 with Dave Rennie. 32. Where did the year go? Probably feeling the weather this week. First time that I've worn trousers for such a long time and put a jumper on. So autumn is definitely on its way. But one thing that we do have just to anchor us through all of those darker months is our yoga practice. Every time that we get onto our mat, then it can be an incredibly healing thing. And one thing that I was been talking about in all of my classes this week is this idea of a Sanskrit word called abhyasa. And abhyasa just means regular, steady practice. So every time that you make it onto your mat, congratulate yourself. I'm always a big fan of that because procrastination, we all suffer from procrastination, and procrastination is just putting off something inevitable, putting off something that you know you're going to have to do, but you keep putting it off. And that might be the same with your yoga practice. So I really should do some yoga, or I've not done yoga for a few months. Probably you're not like that, but if it's in your consciousness, then sometimes it's hard to get onto your mat. So well done if you've made it this far. The other word, Sanskrit word, is vairagya. Vairagya is just releasing the outcome or detachment. So we're not getting on our mat to get anywhere. We're just getting on our mat for our mat's sake. And we know that if we have a regular steady practice, that we're going to get there anyway. So if it could be something physical, like, I want to do yoga because I want to release my hamstrings, or I want to get stronger, or I want to do a headstand, or any of these things, just know that by practicing on a regular basis, then that can be incredibly healing, and it can be powerful as well, because you're going to get there anyway. So we try not to attach to too many things along our path, and knowing that being here right now in whatever your body is doing for you today is enough, that you are enough, that you are loved. And it's a very powerful thing. I've said it maybe 3 or 4 times now. So well done. Should we do some yoga instead of me just talking to you about how good you are for making it this far? Okay, let's do a little bit of pranayama at the start. So a little bit of breath work, and then we'll get into a nice gentle practice today. Nothing too physical today. So nice nurturing practice will probably hold the postures for a little bit longer. Let's do this. We've not done this in any of my classes. Let's rub the hands together at heart center. I'm going to do a chant today. And the chant is Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo. I bow to the consciousness in all things. I recognize my connection to that. Gurudev Namo. I recognize the inner teacher within. The inner teacher within that guides you on your path in life. So we chant it one time, Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. Nice. Place the thumbs up against the sternum. Take a deep inhale to begin. Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. Take a deep inhale. Pause the breath here at the top, just for a couple of seconds. Squeeze the belly up and in. And then exhale, let it go. Really nice work, everyone. Beautiful. I mean, think about chanting as like a tuning fork at the start of a class. Now, if anyone would have said to me 5 years ago, you'll be teaching yoga and you'll be chanting, I'd be like, no. That's not for me. So we kind of think it's a bit esoteric and a little bit strange. The way I like to think about mantra and chants is, we just changed probably the negative voices that are in our head to something more positive. So all that chant is like, I recognize that I'm connected to everything, that interdependentness, but also I recognize that this part of me here teaches me along the way, good and bad. I recognize the inner teacher within. So that's come back to that self-compassion and not being too hard to yourself. So let's do this with the pranayama. Bring the fingers together, bring all of the fingers together. You make like this little kind of tent shape, and then you can bring the thumbs onto the heart center, and then just bring the hands away just about an inch or so, and then the gaze is just down towards the fingers. Now you can close the eyes 9/10. If you kind of forget, then the eyes can be open, or you can close the eyes completely. It's a little bit harder if you're looking through this slit in the eyes, but try and do that if you can. Sit nice and tall, and the spine is nice and long. Beautiful, everyone. So far you might be thinking, all he's done so far is chanted, and now he's holding funny hand positions. So we'll do this 5-5-5 breath. It's very powerful. So what we do is we inhale for a count of 5, We hold the breath for a count of 5. We exhale for a count of 5. It's nice and simple, and I'll talk us through it. Relax the shoulders, spine is long. Take a deep inhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the breath at the top for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Eyes in 9/10 closed, looking down to the tips of your fingers if you can. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. 3 more complete rounds. Deep inhale. Pause. Full exhale. Inhale. Hold. Full exhale. Final breath. Deep inhale. Pause the breath. Full exhale. Beautiful. And then just bring the hands down onto the knees and then just check in. Notice what you're noticing. Palms are up or palms down. Breathe in deeply. So with the spine nice and long, you give all this space to breathe into. Feel the expansion of the chest. Belly is nice and relaxed. Loads and loads of room to breathe into it. Beautiful. One more deep inhale. And then your fullest exhale. Nice work, everyone. We'll do one more breath exercise. If you want to move here, maybe bring the knees up, uncross the legs, bring the other shin in front. You know, you can always do all of these postures sat against a wall or in a chair, especially at the start. And then what we'll do here is we'll clasp the hands together and then have the thumbs up and then the index fingers out. So you make this kind of shape. And then we're going to place the index fingers up and the thumbs down and then open the arms. So this encourages the chest to open. And then we're going to do a breath of fire. Now we've maybe done this once or twice before. So breath of fire is a very forceful exhale through the nose and then a passive inhale through the nose. So I'll show you what it looks like. In and out through the nose. So it looks like this. Okay, so what's happening there is the belly will just pump in and out and you feel the activation right at the navel center or just below the navel center. So it's the transverse abdominal wall. And then the exhale is very forceful. Imagine you've got a fly stuck in your nose. So it's a, and then the inhale, because you're forcing the exhale out so much and you get into a kind of like a pendulum swinging, the inhale just bounces in naturally. So you don't have to think about it too much. So let's come back to the mudra, index fingers and the thumbs, and then just bring the hands on the heart center. Nice. From here, start your breath of fire. So forceful exhale, passive inhale. Focus in between the eyebrows if you can. Deep inhale. Hold the breath here. Just pause it just for a couple of seconds. That's all. And then exhale, let it go. And then bring the hands down. And then palms face up this time. And then just find a nice relaxed position and then just breathe. Check in with your experience. So breath of fire is also an activating breath. So you really feel maybe a bit of energy in the body, but it's different for everyone. So check in with how you feel. Knowing that the breath is here to enliven the body. The breath is here. It's the infinite pharmacy within. Every time we come to the breath, we can nourish and we can heal. We can detoxify. There's all this good stuff going on, you know. It's not just moving the body. Take one more deep inhale. And then exhale fully. Smile. Nice, everyone. All right. I'm just going to move. So you may be on your mat already. You probably started there. Let me just make a couple of adjustments. And then come onto your mat. And then bring the feet out in front. We do this quite a lot. Have the feet about hip width apart. Have the fingers pointing forward. And then just drop the knees from side to side. A little bit of movement into the hips. Moving from side to side. Nice. Beautiful. Really nice work. And then slowly bring the knees back to center and then come with the legs crossed again. Maybe this is where you've been for the majority of the class. Let's just move a bit here. Bring the hands onto the knees. Take an inhale, sweep the chest forward, and then exhale round. So you just rotate the torso around the hips. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Nice. Get into a rhythm. And however the spine is feeling today, you know, you might be a little bit tighter. So if you're a bit tighter and you want to move the spine slowly, you might be up here, or you bend into the elbows. Nice. Come back the other way. Nice deep inhale. Come back to center. Hold the breath. Pause it. And exhale. Let it go. Nice. And then have a little wriggle around. Maybe press the fingers down into the floor so that you really feel the chest lengthen. Feel the spine lengthen. The shoulders are not up here. They're nice and relaxed. Flatten the left palm down. Take an inhale. Sweep the right arm up. Exhale. Over to the left. Inhale, bring the arm down. Bring the left arm up. Exhale over to the right. So just moving like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, always down into the bend. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. So it's two movements. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your bend. Inhale, length. Exhale, bend. Keep moving like that. Really feel the stretch into the side of the body. So it's not all about the depth. It's feeling that lengthening. One more either side. Inhale up, exhale, bend. Inhale up, exhale, bend. Nice. And then bring whatever arm was up just down onto your mat. Take a couple of breaths here. Have a little move around. Bring the hands onto the knees. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale round into the spine. Inhale forward. Exhale round. So a little bit of cat and cow. With all these postures here at the start, really try and feel into the body. This is all about just warming up. You know, we're not going to move a huge amount today, but this is just bringing movement into the spine, working with the breath. seeing how the hips feel. One more, nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just come back to a neutral spine. I'm just going to do my pocket up. If you've got a pocket to do up, this is a great opportunity to do it now. We'll all do our pockets up together. All right, where are we going to go next? Let's do this. Let's inhale the arms up, clasp the hands, push the palms up, and then same kind of movement, just rocking from side to side. Go with the breath. You don't have to make it too formal. Nice. So this lateral movement, we just done one in the previous pose. Make sure the sit bones are pressed down into the floor, so you're not kind of doing this where things start to lift. So you just come down to the depth that feels good for your body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Nice. Clasp the hands behind the back, so you make a fist with the hands. Take an inhale, lengthen here. So push the palms down to the floor. You might feel them on the floor. You can lift them away from the nape of your back and then just feel the stretch into the shoulders. If you want, then you can come forward. You can see my arms are going to appear. Just rock from side to side, very gently. Be nice and kind to the lower spine. Remember, it's not all about the depth that you come into. Relax the face and the jaw. Inhale, bring the chest back up. Nice. And then exhale, unclasp the hands. Bring the hands onto the knees. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale the shoulders down. That's a nice simple movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. Try and find that range of movement. I see this a lot where people are doing shoulder shrugs and their face begins to tighten up and there's loads of tightness around the jaw. So see what you can relax in the face. I found the easiest thing to do in your yoga practice, if you feel tight in the jaw and the face, is bring a little smile. A little smile goes a long way. I guess some of you guys do the laughter yoga with Tess. That's always good fun. This time, inhale the shoulders up. Wear the shoulders like earrings. Now you bring a bit of tension into the body. And then exhale, relax the shoulders down. Beautiful. Some work into the neck. So just drop the chin down. And then just rock from side to side, really gently. Eyes can be closed here. Try and find a little gap in between the teeth. Let the tongue be loose in the mouth. How often do you get the chance to just move the tension through the neck, through the jaw? Notice areas where you hold that tension and breathe into them. So if you get, for example, here, you feel it down the right-hand side of the neck, breathe into it. And then if you want to progress, and we all want to progress, don't we? I want to progress, Dave. What else are we going to do? Make big circles with the nose if you want, or little ones, but please don't hurt yourself. So the neck is very tender. We've always got to respect the head and the neck when moving it. And then when you're ready, come back the other way. Big circles or little circles, whatever suits your body today. Always meeting yourself where you are. Slowly bring the head all the way back to center and then drop the chin down. Keep the eyes closed if you can. Feel the stretch down the back of the neck. On an inhale, with the eyes closed or the gaze soft, inhale the head up. And then open the throat up towards the sky. Exhale the head back down, chin down to the sternum. Inhale the head up, open the throat, drop the head back. Don't strain. It's hard to talk like this. And then exhale the head down. And then if your eyes are closed, just gently come with the eyes open. Beautiful, everyone. Really, really nice work so far. Let's bring the legs back out. Bring the legs out in front of your mat and then just give them a little shake. Just feel the calves and the thighs relax. Maybe roll into the ankles, maybe flex the toes, whatever you need to do just to bring a nice amount of movement. Waggle the legs out. I like to do these more intuitive movements. You just work out what's going on. All right, let's come down onto our backs. So, loads of ways to do this. I like to bend into my knees, press the soles of the feet into the floor, inhale the arms out, roll down bone by bone, nice and slowly. You'll probably get to this point, everything starts to lift, and then hug the knees into the chest. Beautiful, nice. Flatten the lower spine down. Imagine you're imprinting every vertebra down into the mat. So you feel the length of the spine from the coccyx all the way up to the neck. And then you're just probably rocking from side to side. So we'll do a few postures down here. Let's do this one first. Bring the feet out nice and wide, right on the edge of your mat. Have the arms out like a T shape. I haven't got quite enough room. So if you're struggling for room and like me, then you can bend into the arms. You can do cactus arms like this. And then from here, just drop the knees over to the right. Inhale the knees to center. Exhale the knees to the left. So you're just moving like that. You're moving like that. Move like that. So you're just working with the breath. Maybe you feel that tightness in the outer hips. Sweep the legs down. Bring the legs up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Nice. Next time the knees are over to the left, take your time getting there. Just keep them down there. Now, if you want to, you can walk the feet in if this feels too much in this outer right thigh, or you can lift up the left foot, place it on the outer edge of the right knee, and then just anchor the legs down. Maybe look down the right arm, so you're here. Lots of different variations. Breathe deeply. Wherever you found yourself, unravel the legs, come back to center, and then to the other side. Legs over to the right. If you want to bring up the right foot, outer edge of the left knee, kind of anchor the legs down. Nice. Maybe look down the left arm. Breathe into any tight spots. So there's always that idea in yoga that we're breathing into areas that need nourishment. It could be emotional holding, physical holding. Let it go. Slowly unravel the legs, come all the way back to center. Nice. And then just lift the feet off the floor. Think about the lower spine again. Press it down into the mat. So you know you've got this kind of bow in the spine. Really press this part of the back down. Clasp the hands and then bring the head down and then just support the head in a basket grip. Knees are up. We'll do a little bit of core work. On an exhale, bring the head up towards the knees. So you're not pulling on the head here. You're just supporting the head. Breathe deeply. Maybe begin to lengthen out a leg. You can bring it down. You might exhale and inhale it back in. Do the same with the left leg or the right leg. Maybe bring it down, hover, and then bring it back in. And then if you want to move a little bit quicker, inhale, exhale. Nice, everyone. Inhale, exhale. Press the spine down into the floor. Make sure there's no strain here. And at any point where you've had enough, just come back to lying down on the floor. Bring the feet down. Bring the head down. Unclasp the hands. Walk the feet wide and let the knees knock in. Constructive rest. Let it go. Let everything relax. Nice, beautiful work. From here, separate the knees, walk the feet in, and then you can just about touch the ankles. So we're going to do a dynamic bridge. So we're going to raise the spine up and raise the spine down. And think about the knees before you do it. Make sure the knees don't do this, and make sure they don't do this. So imagine you've got a block in between the knees. You might have a block. if you've got a block or a book, you can place it in between the knees. Press into the palms of the hands. Press into all four corners of the feet. Take an inhale. Lift up the spine. Head is always nice and still. Squeeze the knees so they just begin to internally rotate. Exhale all the way back down. So just moving like that. When the spine is flat, press into the feet. Inhale up. Exhale down. Maybe close the eyes, get into a rhythm. Work with the breath. Inhale up, full exhale down. Three more rounds in your own time. Final one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Really nice. Bring the soles of the feet together and then let the knees fall open. Place the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the stomach. Yeah, nice. Let it all go here. Nice. Release the hands, place them on the outer thighs, and then bring the knees in together. Hug the knees in, back towards the chest. And then this time, if you can, bring the forehead up towards the knees. Squeeze everything in. But think about the spine. So this part of the spine is not lifting up. You're lengthening the tailbone down. And then feel free just to rock it out. Beautiful. Really nice. From here, just roll over onto your right side. Press into the left hand. And come all the way back up. Really nice work. Beautiful. From here, let's cross the legs, recross them. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, left hand to the right knee and then the right hand behind. Take an inhale to lengthen and then exhale to twist. Nice. Find that length in the spine. And you can find that just by pressing into the back arm. And think about twisting all the way from the mid, the upper, and the lower spine. So the twist doesn't just come from the lower part. Maybe look down the arm. Take an inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then exhale to the other side. Right hand, left knee. Left hand behind. Here's your length. And then here's your twist. Breathe in deeply here. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Yeah, really nice work. Let's do a variation on the twist. So bring both legs out first of all, and then just give them a little pad out. And then you're going to cross the right foot over the left knee. So you bring the right foot in, probably this is the best way to do it. Bring the right foot in and then cross it over the left knee. Nice, really nice. Find some length here, right arm behind, inhale the left arm up and then exhale, wrap the left arm around the right knee and then just come into this twist. So think about the right leg, pull the toes back towards, the left leg. Bring the toes back towards the left shin. Inhale, find length. Exhale, just hugging around the right knee. Nice. Breathe in here. I really feel this kind of up into my upper back, right up into the lats. It's a slightly different stretch with the leg out straight. And then let's do this variation. You're just going to pick up the right foot, and then the left hand's going to be on the outer edge of the right foot. Left hand, outer edge of the right foot. Lengthen the leg, so the right leg's lengthened. And then you're thinking about bringing the leg across the left. So the left always remains still. Sweep out the right arm. Nice. So a little bit of balance here, maybe balance it. Stretching into the hamstring. Breathe in deeply. Nice, really nice work. Beautiful. Slowly bring everything back to center. Nice and gently bring that right leg down. Give it a shake. Bring the left leg in, the left foot, cross it over the right knee. Get nice and comfortable. So you want to find that balance in the sit bones here. If you find that you're lifting up, place like a blanket or a block or whatever you have, maybe a little book underneath. Left hand behind, inhale the right arm up, and then just hug around the left knee. So you hug the knee into the center line. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. So twisting over to the left. Right leg is active. So you're pressing into this right leg. Pull the toes back towards the shin. Breathe deeply. Beautiful. In your own time, come back to center. Nice work. From here, lift up the left foot, then the right hand on the outer edge of the left foot this time. Lengthen the leg as much as you can. You might have a bend in the knee like I do. You don't want to strain here. You just cross the left leg over the right. It's not straight, it's crossed over. Lengthen as much as you can. Press this right foot down, and then the left arm out. Maybe look behind. Breathe deeply. Find length in the arm, as much length in the leg as you can. Nice. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring everything back to center, and then just give the legs a nice pad out again. Beautiful work, everyone. Come on to all fours. We'll do a little bit of flow, one balance, and then we'll be pretty much done today. So a little bit of movement into the spine. And then set the knees right underneath the hips. Press into the tops of the feet. So press the feet down. Take an inhale. Drop the belly down. Head and the heart lift. Exhale round into the spine. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhale into your cow. Exhale cat. Inhale elongate. Exhale round. 3 more like that. Nice, beautiful, deep inhale, come back to center. And then a full exhale. Nice. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. First one we've done, so maybe keep this generous bend in the knees like I do. You can begin to lengthen them, that's fine, but you're looking for length in the spine. Head is nice and loose. Think about the hands. Press into each finger to feel that engagement. Breathe deeply. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. On your next inhale, ripple forward, come into a plank position. So press into the outer edge of the feet. Drop the knees down, then lower all the way to the floor. Remember, we worked on this a few weeks ago. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Chest comes forward, lower, nice and slowly. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Take an inhale, the minimal weight into the hands. Tuck the elbows in, and then come into your cobra. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe in deeply. Deep, rich inhales. Full exhales.
Nice. Walk the hands back towards the feet. We'll do one stretch into the hamstrings. Keep the knees bent here, and then bring the hands onto opposite elbows and then hang in ragdoll. Breathe nice and deeply. Have a bend in the knees. Bring the weight into the toes. You're trying to eliminate this gap between the chest and the thighs. So just by bending the knees, it can really help. Bring the hands down onto the floor and then roll all the way up. Keep a bend in the knees as you do it. In fact, bend into the knees much more and then roll up, bone by bone, vertebra by vertebra, and then come to stand. Nice work, everyone. And then stand in the middle of your mat. So I'm just going to make a little adjustment here. Let's see how this looks. That looks good. And then we'll do tree pose. I think we did this last week. So it's always nice to build on balances. So remember with your tree, you can place the foot here on the ankle, here on the calf, or it can come right up here into the inner thigh. Don't do this where it's on the knee. This is probably the most popular place for it, but it's not good for the knee joint. So don't cheat, because you can get more of a, I guess, purchase there, because the knee begins to kind of bend outwards or go out, but then you put too much pressure on the inner knee. Not a good thing to do. All right, so let's lift up the right leg first. Spread out through the left toes. Find a gaze point. So we call this your dristi, maybe 6 feet in front of you or a meter in front of you, something like that. And then decide where you're going to place the foot straight away. So I'll do 2 options. This first one, I'll come onto my calf. Whoa. So if you do that kind of thing, that's all right. You know, you might come into it and you might be like, ooh, try and open this knee out. So you open the hip as much as you can and then bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Spread out through the left toes. If you want to bring the arms up, then you can be here. You can wave around a little bit. Imagine you're a tree in the wind. Play around with the hands. Wiggle out through the fingers. You can see them doing this kind of thing. Nice. So you find your stability and then a little bit of fun. Beautiful. If you fall out, come straight back in. Balancing is tricky. You know, the only way to get good at balancing is to balance. It's just to practice. Also, we all get older. We lose the ability to balance. So bringing this awareness back into the body can be incredibly powerful. One more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring everything down. And then just shake the legs out. Give them a shake. Smile a little bit. Remember, if you're up against the wall, if you've got something to hold on to, you can use the finger and then you can bring the leg up. So whatever feels good for you. This time, right foot. You have a little play around. Be playful. Yeah, be really playful with your practice. Try not to take it seriously. So this time I'll go for the attempt to bring the left foot right up into the right thigh. So maybe lift up the left foot. And then if you're doing this option, you press the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. And then you come here. Nice. Feels good, baby. Lift up the arms, sway around if you want. Have a little play. Roll out through the hands, do this kind of thing. You can do this mudra where you bring thumb and forefinger together. That can feel good. You can have the hands at heart center. Beautiful, everyone. Smile. If you fall out, come back in, you've got time. Find your stability and your ease. One more deep inhale. Tree pose is so good. Exhale, bring everything down and then shake it out. Nice work, everyone. Really nice bit of homework. Practice that. Do it 3 or 4 times a week. And when you fall out, you come back in, you fall out, you come back in. And then over a tiny bit of time, you begin to find that your mind, your brain works it out. It works out how to balance. A lot of it isn't so physical. It's kind of more of it is here. And then it becomes like a really good fun to do it. Tell you what I do in the mornings. I never sit down to put my socks on now. So I'll come in here, I'll pick up my socks, put them on, and that's a balance, isn't it? You know, I look down at the floor and then I'll pull my socks on. And that's just like bringing yoga into your everyday. Let's put this sock on and that one. All right, everyone, come down onto your mats and then just lie down and then we'll find Shavasana. This is where all of the great work that we've done is all going to integrate into the body. So we think about our yoga practice. We get a strong body, calm mind, connected spirit. So this is where we connect everything in. Strong body, calm mind, connected spirit. Lie down onto your backs if you're not there already. Hug the knees in. And then float the legs out, palms face up. Take advantage here. Take up as much room as you want. Sink the bones down into the floor and let it all go. And then all the way from the tips of the toes, relax the toes, the ankles. Bring awareness into the shins and the calves. Just let the calves melt down into the floor. Relax the knees, back to the knees, kneecaps, the thighs, the quads, into the hips. Think about the spine. The chest, shoulders, back to the arms, biceps, triceps, elbows, wrists, forearms, right down into the tips of the fingers, the palms of the hand, into the neck, the jaw. And then think about releasing or softening the cheeks, all the muscles in the face, the skin around the eyes. Everything relaxed. You meeting you. Appreciating yourself. Recognizing all of the wonderful things that you do for yourself. And then bring a little bit of movement into the hands, into the fingers, just coming out of Shavasana, deepen the breath. Roll out through the ankles and the wrists, and maybe a full body stretch. You might stretch the arms up into the air. Let out a big sigh or yawn. Oh, that feels good. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. Beautiful. Hug everything in. And then roll over to one side. Spend a few breaths here. Support the head with the lower hand. Just have the top arm and the top hand just resting. Beautiful. Really nice. Press the top hand in, roll all the way back up. Come up nice and slowly, and then find a seated position, probably in the center of your mat. Feel free to sit on something here if you want. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Maybe sitting on something to find that length in the spine. Close the eyes. Palms up or palms down. Notice the effects of your practice today. And then from here, if your eyes are closed, keep them closed or keep your gaze soft. Rub your hands together at heart center. Create a load of heat. Rub them vigorously. And then with the eyes closed, place the palms over the closed eyes. Then open them into the warmth of the palms. Rotate the eyes a few times one way, a few times the other. Look up, look down. And then bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful, everyone.
with a wholehearted bow down to your prayer. Wish yourself well and wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. Remember, all these videos are on catch-up, so you can watch them at any time. Thank you for joining. Be back again next week for another session. We'll do a little bit more movement next week. We'll work into more sun salutations. Check out all our information, Space to Breathe Collective.co.uk. We're a cooperative yoga organisation based in the centre of Leicester. And a lot of our classes are online, but you can pick anything up. Royal Voluntary Service. It's not just yoga there. There's all of the fantastic classes that I put on in this weekly event of programs. There's enough there to keep you occupied for a very long time. All right, everyone. It's great to see you. Namaste. Look after yourselves. See you all next week. Cheers. Bye.